Hello and welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. There is a rumour which stipulates that they're going to be changing Captain James, well not Captain, but James T. Kirk's sexuality for the upcoming Star Trek Strange New World. So firmly it's a rumour. I want to cover it just because I have actually been covering this, what little news there has been on it. If you don't know, there's an upcoming series, Strange New Worlds. It's said to have James T. Kirk in it. There was actually some rumours to say they were going to change it to a woman, and all these massive rumours. And I will say, I think some of it might just be for the clickbait. You know, like as in, not the rumours are started by that, but like I mean, you know, a bit of hate marketing, I guess. And if so, bravo, I guess, because it's working. I mean, I'm talking about it, aren't I? But this is interesting, I guess. Fundamentally, definitely not Kirk, is it? I mean, he was a womanizer, but I find it's something that we've seen actually over the past couple of years now. Anyone who is a womanizer is now being portrayed as just basically just wants everyone. Very sexually liberal, it would seem. And like the first instance that comes to my mind anyway, which is quite a high profile one, was Lando Calrissian in Solo, a Star Wars story. He was said to want to bang robots for some bizarre reason. And it seems to be like anyone that was traditionally a womanizer in canon, in lore or anything like that, is now being just twisted, I guess. I don't know why it is, whether it's like a case of they don't want womanizers in media anymore. Maybe it's deemed to be bad. I don't know. But basically, anyone who is a womanizer is now said to just want to, wet their wick in everything. So Kirk is one of them. So we're going to jump into that today. I've got the article linked down below. Expect a few more of these puns. Or phrases, whatever you want to call it. Link down below. Guys, also linked down below is the GoFundMe to my film. We're actually really close to the final stretch goal. Even if we hit it, I am actually going to be leaving it open because, believe it or not, remember guys, I am running a competition for a very high grade ornamental weapon prop, which was made on behalf of the Smith for the film, in representation and like in the aesthetic of the film props. Which I think you guys will absolutely love. So check it out down below. I am making a film. It's a fantasy horror film. I'm writer. I'm director. Yep, check it out. Anyway, let's dive into this, right? And again, I've said it from top. I'll say it again. I'll repeat. It is a rumour. Nothing is confirmed. But because I've been following it and this whole thing developed, I want to cover it because it's all to do with continuity, right? So a new rumour details that Alex Kurtzman and Viacom CBS will retcon the sexuality of Captain James T. Kirk in their newly announced Star Trek Strange New Worlds show. Now, Star Trek recently announced Star Trek Strange New Worlds in May, indicating that it would be a spin-off of Star Trek Discovery focused on the adventures of Anson Mount, which is Captain Christopher Pike, Rebecca Romaines, Number 1, and Ethan Peck's Spock. Now, the series is expected to follow Pike and his comrades in the decade before he boards the USS Enterprise. Writer Akiva Goldsman, terrible writer, detailed that the show will combine episodic and serialized storytelling and will be going back to classical Trek values, which I think I did a video on. I was just like, well, they're just doubling back on everything that Picard was, aren't they? Because they were like, yeah, it's more hopeful. Yeah, we're going back to this. And it's going to be really, I mean, here, again, optimistic. It's literally anything that Star Trek was not. Star Trek Picard was not. So it is funny. He explained that we're going to harken back to some classical Trek values to be optimistic and to be more episodic. There you go, ladies and gents. You heard it here. Now, he went on to explain how the show will embrace episodic storytelling. Obviously, we will take advantage of the serialized nature of character and story building, but I think our plots will be more closed-ended than you've seen in either Discovery or Picard. He elaborated, I imagine it to be closer to the original series than even DS9, and while Goldsman indicated that the show would embrace more classical Trek values, a new rumour details that Goldsman and company are tossing around the idea of including James T. Kirk in the show, as well as making him bisexual. Now, the rumour that he was going to be in the show was started a while ago anyway, so that's interesting. Like, it is interesting that they're going to have him in there. Now, the rumour comes from Scooper Daniel Richtman, who wrote on Twitter, heard they are toying with the idea of making Kirk bi in the new series. Like, inherently, like, I mean, it's not terrible. Like, who cares? But it goes back to the age-old thing. And I know a bunch of people will be really annoyed that I've just said that, but let me explain. It just goes back to the age-old thing of, like why superheroes are shown, you know, who they want to bone and stuff like this. It's just kind of irrelevant. And it's really flagrantly pandering when it's an established character that we've seen for years that they are then changing. You know, you can't really make an established character something that they're not. That way, you know, it's really BS. Really, there's just no reason to do it. It doesn't make any sense. It's highly pointless. It only serves to just retcon it for, well, the producer's benefit, I guess, for some weird fan fiction that they're probably writing for themselves so they can, you know, jack their Jimmy to at night. Now the rumor again, like I said, why would you do it? And also as well, like it's almost as if media, they just don't like anything which is masculine anymore. Obviously, a womanizer, someone who cops it off with a lot of women, generally speaking, by and large, is considered to be a pretty masculine trait, right? You know, someone that sows their seed far and wide. It's generally speaking quite a masculine, or at least is deemed to be a masculine trait, isn't it? It has those connotations. And we saw it with Lando Calrissian. He was someone that did that. He was very clearly a womanizer. He was very clearly liking the, you know, right up in Leia. He clearly wanted a piece of her. And now, what is he? He wants to do robots? Like what? What? Why? Where did that come from? And now we're getting it with James T. Kirk. Very clearly a womanizer. Very clearly someone who we have seen cop it off with very many an alien species across the series. Now bisexual for some bizarre reason. Now, I know I have gay, straight, bi, all manner of representatives that watch my channel. And I want to ask you guys that this is putting James T. Kirk in part of the LGBT community. And I want to ask you guys, do you feel that that is pandering? Right? If you are part of that community, do you feel it's pandering? If so, why? Do you feel it's pandering because he clearly was not, and now they're doing it because reasons? And if you don't feel it's pandering, why? If it's simply because it's someone that you like and you want to see them be that, then I'd like to understand how it's not pandering. Because again, you know, I can sit here and I can say these kind of things as not part of that community, the LGBT community. But in like, I'm not who they're trying to target, am I? You know, I'm very clearly not who they're trying to target. It would be you guys. So as much as I can sit here and make these proclamations that it's very clearly pandering, I'd love to hear from you. And I think also everyone else would want to hear it as well. I think people like who watch this that are not part of it, much like myself, would want to hear whether it is pandering in your eyes or not. So please do let me know. Now, if Goldsman and company do intend to pursue this, it wouldn't be too surprising, and it follows Star Trek's retconning of Hikaru Sulu into a gay man in director Justin Lin and writer Simon Pegg's Star Trek Beyond film. Sulu is shown in a relationship with another man and having a daughter. And I like the thing about that is, the thing about Sulu is that obviously he became in pop culture because obviously he's portrayed by, you know, an out gay man that. You know, he's become in pop culture to be, hello, you know, a gay man. So it's not as offensive. It's still weird that they would just do it, but it's not as blatant pandering, is it? Because he has become known in pop culture to be a gay man as part of, you know, pop culture and who he is. But it was a bit odd that they just kind of threw it out there because it's blending. It's almost third wall breaking, isn't it? Really, you're like, oh, okay. Is it the man behind it, or is it the character now? Like, what's going on? And Simon Pegg would explain, and that was us as well. Why don't we change his sexual orientation? Because that would be good to do that with a character we already know. He's already prejudged. Introducing a character because of their sexuality felt a little bit too pandering. And then you have to set them up. And then you have to say, oh, by the way, I'm gay. And it's like, well, why? I like that sentiment. And I think that's probably why they did it with him. Because in pop culture, he's known as a gay man. He's like, hello, like that is what it is, isn't it? So that's why I don't think it's as bad, I guess. I don't know, really. But look, George Takei, I mean, yeah, whatever. But I just think to myself, like, ultimately, why are we making KIRK bi? Why, oh, bi? Like, why? It's just a bit redundant. So I'd love to hear from you guys. I'm not the be-all and end-all of this. I don't know. And it is why I ask you these questions. So please do let me know down below in the comment section all of your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a like and please do share it. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I have been Mr. H. Take care.